Okay, so thank you everyone for coming. My name is Yosef, and I am here basically to ask you one question. I want to ask you why. Why are you building your product? Why do you need this interface? Why do you need this extra line of code? And the reason that I want to ask you this question is because I didn't ask it myself, and it had some consequences. So a couple of years ago, I was part of a company building software for embedded devices. Now, this is really cool, but you can also screw up things really bad. And that's what happened to us. One day, we got a call from one of our customers, and they were complaining that our code caused their entire device to crash. So we started to look into it, and we find out that we were using a third-party library that had a memory leak inside it. So we started to think, how can we fix this issue? We considered using another library for this. We thought of fixing the code inside the problematic library. We even considered writing our own implementation for this library. But then one of the developers asked, why? Why are we using this library? And we find out that we were only using it in one feature of our product. And then we asked ourselves, why do we need this feature? And we find out that none of our customers were using it. It was built for future customers. And eventually we decided to delete this feature. And until this day, this feature is not a part of this product. So the entire time we invested in building this feature, testing it, configuring it, this entire time was wasted. But at least I got a talk from it. So what do you know? So before I continue to talk about YAGNI, let me introduce myself. So my name is Yosef Arbiv. I'm married to Adi and father of 3 amazing young boys. I am an engineering group leader at Cisco ETNI, the Emerging Technologies and Incubation Group at Cisco. My group is responsible for contributing code to OpenTelemetry, which is an open source project, a CNCF open source project for generating, collecting, and exporting telemetry data from any application. So if you're interested in that, you can ping me for more details, but this is an issue for another talk. So today we're going to talk about YAGNI. YAGNI is a principle of extreme programming, and it is an acronym for You Aren't Gonna Need It. And what it means is that you should always build things when you actually need them. Never when you only foresee needing them in the future. Okay? And the reason that this principle is so important is because when you don't follow it, when you build things that you don't need right now, you pay all different kind of prices. The first price that we pay is the cost of building. The cost of building is the efforts that we put in actually building this thing. And if we're not actually needed in the future, like happened to us, so this time is wasted. And as human beings, we are not that good at predicting the future. So this is pretty trivial, right? But this is only the first price. Even if we are able to predict the future correctly, we are still paying some prices. The first price that we pay, even if we are actually able to predict the future correctly, and we do need this feature, or we do need this code, but later, is the cost of delay. When we are working on something that we need in the future, we are not working on something that we need right now. Right now, our customers need some things from us. Right now, our company needs things from us. And when we're not working on them, when we're working on something else that we will need in the future, we are paying the cost of delay. Another kind of price that we pay, even if you're building the right thing, but too early, is the cost of repair. Many times, we need to do refactor in our code, right? We learn new things, the technology changes, our business changes, and when it happens, we need to change our code. And when we do that, we are also changing the code that we wrote for the future. If we would have written this code when we actually needed it, we could have saved the cost of refactoring this code. So this is another kind of price that we pay when we're writing something that we actually need, but too early. The last kind of price that I want to talk about is the cost of carry. The cost of carry is the cost of maintaining the features or maintaining our code for the entire time, from the moment that we build it until the moment that someone will hopefully use it in the future. For this entire time, our code gets compiled and tested, usually a couple of times a day. New developers need to look into it and understand it and read it. We know that code is being read a lot of more times than it, and it is written only once. So the code is being read multiple times, even by us. We need to read it again and understand what exactly is it. We need to check how it interacts with other pieces of code, other features that we are building, and so on. So all of this costs us a lot of time and a lot of money. So in order to avoid paying those prices, we want to build only what we need right now. And this is true for product decisions, like new features to add to your product. And this is also right for technical design decisions. Let's say that we are building something new for a new output mechanism for our code. The right thing would be to create an interface, maybe. But if we don't need this interface right now, we can wait with this interface and add it to our code only when we actually need this interface. Now, in this point, I hope that you all understand what YAGNI is. Let's talk about what YAGNI isn't. YAGNI isn't an excuse to have spaghetti code. This is right that we want our code to have only what we need right now, but our code still needs to be easy to read and easy to change, because we know that we will need to change it later. We know that we need something else in the future, but we don't want to do it now. So our code still needs to be easy to read and easy to change. And the way to do that is by doing continuous refactoring. The idea is to always look for ways to refactor your code so it is still built right. So if we are introducing something new to our code, some new feature, some new component to our code, we need to think, wait, is my code still easy to read? Is it still easy to change? And if not, we need to refactor it so it's still built the right way. Another thing that YAGNI isn't, YAGNI is not an excuse not to test new things with our customers. We still want to be able to test new features and new ideas with our customers. And the way to do it is by having small, short feedback loops with our customers. We want to present new things to our customers, but to test them right after we build them. So we're building something, we're testing it, and we can see if our customer love it, if they use it or not. If they want it, if they use it, great. We can keep it, we can enhance it. If they don't like it, even better. We can delete it from our systems and move to something else. So to wrap things up, I want to focus on 3 key takeaways from this talk. The first thing is to always build what you need right now. Don't build things that you foresee that you'll need in the future. The second thing is don't be afraid to delete code. I know that we are emotionally attached to our code. I know that we have a lot of sunk costs in it, but deleting code can be one of the best things that you can do for yourselves, for your code base, and for your company. And the last thing I want you to take from this talk is to ask why. I wanted to ask your product manager, why do we need this feature? I wanted to ask your colleague during the design review, why do we need this interface? I wanted to ask yourselves, why do I need this function? Why do I need this class? Why do I need this method? And if the answer is because in the future we may want to do something with it, then there's a good chance that you are not going to actually need it. Thank you very much. May the 4th be with all of you. And I'd be happy to take any questions if you have.